to Wealthy Honey Investment Limited, an international enterprise with over 20 years experience that offers full range of freight forwarding services. With our head office located in the heart of Tinkan Island, Apapa, Lagos, Nigeria, our major aim is to provide high-quality consultancy services to our clients on matters relating to customs, import and export laws, trade and tariff classifications and procedures. We also assist our clients in preparation of import documents, delivery of consignment to clients after customs formalities, and many more. For inquiries, contact us at our office 14 Tinkan Port Container Complex, Tinkan Island, Lagos, Nigeria, Kilometer 2, Glow House, Lasu Ojo Road, Akeson, Lagos, Nigeria, or Wealthy Honey Investment Limited, Jacqueline Mislan, 1E, Westerlo, Antwerp, Belgium, or call 005-522-7881, 002-644-1351, or 009-982-1927. Or visit our website on www.wealthyhoneyyinvestmentlimited.com.
Hello out there, welcome to your favorite program, Port Gist and Event on TV, your weekly program where we give you news of the maritime industry, aviation sector as well as the land border. On today's episode of Port Gist and Event on TV, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, flouted Minister of Transport directive on training of maritime journalists. Nigerian Customs Service Tinkan Island Command had a media briefing where she told Nigerians that she has generated 50 billion naira in the first quarter of the year 2013. These and many more will come your way. My names are still fine to the Collins. Don't go away.
Mr. Somi Igbatayo, an HND holder of the Lagos State Polytechnic, is suffering from kidney problem and is currently on dialysis. He is in need of 6 million naira to stay alive.
Welcome back. Last week we told you we're going to give you the concluding part of the 2 days retreat that the Nigerian Maritime Reporters Association of Nigeria, called MARAM, had in Abuja, Gwagwalada Customs Staff College. On the second day, which was a technical session where various non-governmental organizations and Nigerian Port Authority and Nigerian Shippers Council were represented, had presented papers. The president of MARAM, Mr. Bolaji Akinola, informed the gathering that NIMASA, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, flouted the Minister of Transport directive that she should ensure that all or most of the maritime reporters are trained and sent on courses. The president of MARAM said that this is an act of insubordination.
And graciously the minister approved and directed NIMASA to pay for us, to pay the money for that training. And of course, rightly so, because NIMASA is in charge of capacity building. And we are aware also that there are budgetary provisions for such in the budget of NIMASA for such endeavor. And the minister directed the payment of that money, but believe it or not, well over 6 months after that directive, the NIMASA management has willfully and disrespectfully, unfortunately, flouted that order. And that's what we wanted to bring to the minister here today. I want to please inform you that this is insubordination at the highest level. The minister cannot give a directive that journalists should be trained. He didn't ask them to put money in our pockets. He said to pay for the training of journalists who cover the maritime beat in Nigeria. And for over 6 months, we are begging to get that money for nothing. We deserve to be trained. The minister directed that we should be trained legitimately, not abroad, in local training, LAUTECH. And one head of agency is flouting the other of a sitting minister of transport of Nigeria. Maybe the minister is not aware. We are bringing it to his notice. That up till now, and I know that the directive has been conveyed at least 2 times.
During the technical section, Assistant Controller General of Customs Suleiman, who is the pioneer commandant of the Customs Staff College said that Nigerian Customs Service in the year 2012 succeeded in training most of our officers, and that there are many international conferences which was actually held at this Gwagwalada conference. He also said that Nigerian Customs Service will ensure that she partners with maritime reporters to ensure that good reportage is actually disseminated to Nigerians.
The Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, a member of Pacific Group, is a reputable aviation handling company that provides a well-structured, value-added, customer-friendly passenger handling services. We offer first-class ramp handling services. Our cargo handling services is famed for an impressive record of consistent efficiency, as tons of freight are handled daily with operational ease. Other services include aviation security, baggage reconciliation to ensure safety of passengers' baggage. We also operate charter flight operations. At the Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, SACOR, we make a lasting and favorable impression on passengers and invariably our clients.
We started work here in January 2012. And since then, the college has engaged in capacity building of the Nigerian Customs Service. In fact, not only Nigerian Customs Service, other sister agencies have been coming here. I am sure some of you have come here for Single Window Conference last year, in fact twice. We have also engaged our controllers, deputy controllers, assistant controllers. In fact, last year, I of course modern custom management techniques, because we were to take over the DI project in January. So throughout last year, the Controller General made sure that our managers, the controllers, deputy controllers, assistant controllers, in fact sometimes at your own expense, because we had reports that sometimes because of the caliber of people who brought here for the training, sometimes work now was slow last year. So we took them through this modern custom management techniques to make sure that when we start the DI, the change and the issues that are going to come up, we brush them over so that they can now become better managers in the field and serve it better.
Delivering a paper on behalf of Nigerian Shippers Council, Mrs. Amaka Selina, who is the Chief Operation Officer in charge of the agency, said that doing business in a seaport, particularly Nigerian seaport, is becoming expensive. Hence, Nigerian Shippers Council has succeeded or has tried our best to ensure that these costs were reduced. She also said that considering the fact that many Nigerian importers and exporters were complaining on the high cost of importation, particularly on clearing costs, or clearing of consignment out of our seaport, Nigerians need to do something urgently to ensure that we don't lose our cargo to our neighboring countries.
A PowerPoint. As soon as I walked in, I asked for that and they said there was none in place. Because I would have wanted us to share even some figures. Today, however, what do we have at the ports? Today, however, while there have been considerable improvement in services, cost of doing business has continued to escalate. Thus, the desired objective of the concession, that is cost efficiency, is yet to be realized. The Daily Sun newspaper comment of Thursday, May 3rd, 2012 on Nigerian ports and cost of doing business reveals that the available statistics from the Federal Ministry of Finance indicated that about 60% of goods shipped into West African countries are meant for Nigerian markets. It, however, noted that poor management of our ports have resulted in the bulk of the goods destined for the Nigerian market to go to other ports of Ghana, Benin Republic, and some other neighboring and competing ports. Thus, what does this action show? This action shows that our Nigerian shippers are now preferring the neighboring ports because there's something wrong happening in our own ports. What Nigerian Shippers Council now try to do is to look at the nomenclatures we had before the concession. In the pre-concession era, there were about 22 nomenclatures put in place. Shippers were meant to pay charges on these 22 nomenclatures. Fortunately, in 1997, a regulation was passed. A regulation known as the Nigerian Shippers Council Regulation on Local Shipping Charges. That regulation empowered the Nigerian Shippers Council to negotiate rates, to review rates, and to modify rates, and even to look into the rates of the Nigerian Ports Authority. It also empowered us to work hand in hand with Nigerian Ports Authority to look into the rates of the service providers. Based on that, in 2001, based on that, before the 2001 issue, the charges were reduced to 11. But in 2001, there was a problem at the ports. And the issue was on the number of nomenclatures that have to be charged before you clear your goods in the ports. With that problem, the Federal Ministry of Transport waded in. And Nigerian Shippers Council was called to sit side by side with the stakeholders and decide on the charges or the nomenclatures that are supposed to be used in our ports. During that understanding, the nomenclatures were reduced from 11 to 6. And these 6 nomenclatures are the terminal handling charge, because then we didn't have terminal operators. That was pre-concession. So the shipping companies were also helping in handling, helping MPA then in handling cargo. The second one was container cleaning. The third one was documentation. The fourth was a manifest amendment. The fifth was container deposit, and the sixth was container demurrage. These were the only 6 charges that were permitted or approved as agreed in an MOU that was signed by stakeholders within the industry in 2001.
From Purchase and Event on TV, we want to advise Nigerian Shippers Council to ensure that she succeeds in insisting that the various shipping company and terminal operators' arbitrary charges must be reduced, so that this will go a long way in assisting Nigerian importers to make optimal gains whenever they import consignments into our countries. Also, from Purchase and Event on TV, we want to advise federal government to come out clearly on the issue of the various arbitrary charges, particularly the issue of increasing rent and storage in the maritime industry. This is not killing the maritime industry alone, it is killing the Nigerian economy. The Nigerian Shippers Council, in collaboration with Center for Transparency in Maritime Practice, CTMP, had a one-day sensitization program for Nigerian importers and exporters. The sensitization program is to ensure that there's promotion of transparency in the maritime industry. Speaking during this occasion was the chairman of Board of Trustee, Barrister Nwagwara, while the president of the center, Mrs. Julie Oboru, said that all indices of corruption in the maritime industry will be eradicated in collaboration with the Nigerian Shippers Council.
An initiative of the Center for Transparency in Maritime Practice. The center itself is registered under the corporate, is registered with the Corporate Affairs Commission, and the objectives include promotion of transparency in maritime practice in Nigeria, and working with relevant bodies in the maritime industry, locally and internationally, to eliminate unethical practices in the maritime industry. So this workshop is put together to address the needs of the businessmen in a trade fair complex, the entire trade fair complex, it is intended to broaden their knowledge, or where it is completely lacking, to teach them the rules regarding imports and exports, so that at the end of the day they would not still be engaging deliberately in acts that may be prejudicial to their own interests. And where this is born out of ignorance, to know better and to do things better, we are aiming at transforming the informal sector to the formal sector. What do they need to know when they are importing? What do they need to do when they are exporting? When they export, they must be paid. They need to be paid. They must be paid to remain in business. When they import, they should have their goods, land in Nigeria safely, have them cleared from the ports safely, and sell and make profit. We don't want to see situations where businessmen start today, rise like meteor, and tomorrow they disappear like meteor again because of one form of malpractice in the port industry or the other.
What prompted me was I was the vice chairman anti-corruption in the board, and I saw what is happening in the system. And then I said, to see that this system works very well, we should see how we come and sensitize the importers so that they will know their rights. Without that, we will not have sanity in the industry. That was why I took up this NGO.
How long has it been in inception?
The Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, a member of Pacific Group, is a reputable aviation handling company that provides a well-structured, value-added, customer-friendly passenger handling services. We offer first-class ramp handling services. Our cargo handling services is famed for an impressive record of consistent efficiency, as tons of freight are handled daily with operational ease. Other services include aviation security, baggage reconciliation to ensure safety of passengers' baggage. We also operate charter flight operations. At the Skyway Aviation Handling Company Limited, SACOR, we make a lasting and favorable impression on passengers and invariably our clients.
The Nigerian Customs Service Tinkan Island Command had a press briefing during the week where the controller in charge of Tinkan Island, Controller Olariwaju Tajuddin, said that the command succeeded in generating 50,177,636,394 naira, as against the over 52 billion naira the command generated in the year 2012. This is a shortfall of about 2 billion naira. In the month of January, the command generated 16,334,958,630 naira, while in the same January 2012, the command generated 15,584,199,513 naira. There was an increase of over 2 billion in the month of January as against what was generated in 2012. In the month of February, the command generated 16,273,205,622 naira, as against the over 19 billion naira she generated in the month of February in the year 2012. While in the month of March, the command generated over 17 billion naira as against the over 19 billion naira the Tinkan Island Command generated in the year 2012. With a comparative analysis of what was generated in the first quarter of 2013, meaning that there was a short collection of over 2 billion naira in the 2012. This can, however, be due to the lull in business in the maritime industry. Speaking further, the controller of customs in Tinkan Island said that over 32 by 20-footer container of various under declaration and falsely declaration items was forfeited.
When we generate revenue, when we apply anti-smuggling, we want to measure how speedy we are. How do we facilitate this process? Particularly compliant traders. So in trade facilitation, the key issue is compliance and non-compliance. When you have a documentation that effectively describes items of importation, we can examine the container, we can relate what we're seeing in the container with what is declared in the document. An appropriate duty is paid. That is compliance. So we don't have any question anymore. That's what it is.
NADCOMET Group of Companies is a multi-purpose consortium that specializes in container handling, import and export duties, underwater engineering services, as well as other engineering services with subsidiaries: Comet Shipping Agencies Nigeria Limited, Nigeria America Line Limited, Tetfis Plancheria Company Limited, Danalek Limited, Best Trade Nigeria Limited, as well as 5-Star Logistics Limited, a special purpose vehicle terminal operator of the roll-on roll-off terminal at the Tinkan Island Port in Lagos, Nigeria, with over 19 hectares land area terminal, 6,000 square meter warehouse facility, computerized billing system, efficient and dynamic staff, high-tech stevedoring services, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, adequate gating system, and recently commissioning of a new gate, round-the-clock on-duty security patrol, provision of a special center for examination of all vehicles by Nigerian Customs and the consignees, or to facilitate cargo clearance with less stress, faster time, and adequate security. No wonder over 50% of vehicles coming into Nigeria prefer to come in through 5-Star Logistics, Ro-Ro Container Terminal, Tinkan Island Port, Lagos, Nigeria. 5-Star Logistics, we're not just better, we are the best.
That was Controller Tajuddin Olariwaju, the controller of Tinkan Island. He also spoke that the command has succeeded in facilitating good trade in Tinkan Island. This, however, is against what observers and various practitioners are saying in Tinkan Island. They believe that trade has not been facilitated in the command. While on the issue of seizure, the command has succeeded in seizing about 61 by 40-footer containers and 32 by 20-footer containers of various items such as rice, electrical cables, coil, expired frozen foods, and many other items like furniture, which were either grossly undervalued or falsely declared by freight forwarders.
They were described as air pollution accessories, not rice. Well, there are many reasons, which would include that somebody just feel that, okay, I'm going to get to the port and I'm going to be able to get my way out, you know. Rice is not a prohibited item. So in this case, the person, you know, the issue is that trying to evade the duty and believing that, okay, can be able to make a declaration and be able to get away with it. We must acknowledge the fact that crimes are committed, and sometimes not all crimes we're able to get at. So this is those cases that the criminal will probably feel like he will be able to get away with it.
This is how far we can go on today's episode of Podgist and Event on TV. Don't forget that you can watch Podgist, our previous episode, on YouTube. Just click on Podgist and Event on TV. You can also reach us, and our email address is podgistandentontv@yahoo.com. We are also using this medium to invite every stakeholders in the maritime industry for the final burial of Chief Samuel Farintor, which is coming up at Ilesha on May 10 and 11. Chief Farintor was the father of the presenter of this program. Until next week, bye-bye.